The action camera world is heating up again. But this time, it's not GoPro or DJI making all the noise. It's Insta360, and they're doing it quietly. No big press release, no teaser trailer. Just quiet leaks, slowly building excitement. And if what we're seeing is real, it could mark a turning point, not just for Insta360, but for the whole compact camera category. Welcome to your first real look at what might become the Insta360 Go4. This isn't just a new model with a few extra pixels. It looks like a bold shift in the company's design language, product strategy, and user focus. This is not just an upgrade. It might be a full reset. Let's start with the design. The leaks are loud and clear. Something major is different. Gone is the familiar pill-shaped body of the Go series. You know, the one light, tiny, and smooth, with a central lens and rounded edges. That design made it easy to wear, clip, and mount. It became part of what made the Go line so unique. But this time, things look more square, more solid, more serious. The lens is no longer in the center. It's off to one side. And that lens, it's big. It dominates the front face of the camera. That alone suggests a change in priorities. Bigger lens, possibly a bigger sensor, and a shift in how this device is meant to be used. More importantly, there's no sign of the action pod. In the Go 3 and Go 3S, the modular pod was the star. You could use the tiny core camera on its own, or dock it into the pod for a full screen, longer battery, and better controls. It gave you options. It made the Go series more than just a lightweight wearable. It made it versatile. But now, if these leaks are true, Insta360 may be walking away from modularity. What we're seeing looks like a single sealed unit. One box. No flip screen, no removable pod, no docking system. That's a huge risk. Why would Insta360 make this change? There are a few likely reasons. First, durability. Fewer moving parts means fewer failure points. Hinges break. Connectors wear down. If you remove all that, you gain reliability. Second, waterproofing. Let's be honest, the pod system was never truly waterproof. You needed extra cases or covers, a fully sealed unit. Much easier to waterproof. And if it's waterproof out of the box, that's a big win for action users. Third, simplicity. One device, one workflow. No more managing two pieces. No more docking and undocking. From a manufacturing standpoint, this could reduce cost and complexity. Fewer SKs, easier to stock, ship, and support. But even with all that said, removing the pod comes with a price. And that price is user control. Without a screen, how do you frame your shot? If you're just wearing the camera or mounting it somewhere tricky, you can't see what it sees. That's a big problem. The most obvious answer is smartphone pairing. That's how it worked with the older Go 2. You'd open the app, connect the camera, and use your phone as a live view. It works, but it's slow, and it kills spontaneity. Instead of just pressing record and going, you now have to open an app, wait for it to connect, and then press record. It turns a quick moment into a process. And for a camera that sells itself on being ready for anything, that's a step backwards. But let's be fair. Maybe Insta360 is planning new features to make up for that loss. One major clue is in the charging dock. Leaked images show a new flat, sleek charging base labeled Go4S. The S might refer to the dock, not the camera. Either way, this dock looks different from anything Insta360 has made before. Most Go cameras use proprietary magnetic cables. They're easy to misplace, easy to break, and not that fast. If the new dock supports wireless charging, it's a game changer. You shoot, drop the camera on the dock, and it charges. Clean, simple, no cables, no pins, no fuss. Even better, what if the dock also works as a data transfer hub? Imagine finishing a shoot, placing the camera on the dock, and having all your files transfer instantly to your computer or phone. That would be a massive improvement for creators on the move. Now, let's talk about controls. We spotted something interesting in the leaks. A touch-sensitive area on the front of the camera. Maybe it's a button. Maybe it's a swipe pad. We don't know yet, but it hints at a new way to interact with the camera. A double tap to record. A swipe to switch modes. These small touches can make a big difference, especially if the camera is clipped to your chest or mounted to a helmet. Touch input could help bring back some of that lost control from the missing pod. And what about audio? There's a grill on the front, just under the lens. That likely means a new microphone setup. Maybe we finally get directional audio. Maybe there's better wind noise reduction. Tiny cameras have always struggled with audio. There's just no room for good mics. But if Insta360 finds a way to improve sound quality here, vloggers and solo creators will be happy. We also spotted a small circle next to the lens. It could be a status LED, or maybe it's a sensor. Possibly light, possibly heat. These small sensors can help the camera adjust exposure or warn when it's getting too hot. Features like that may sound minor, but in daily use, they matter a lot. Let's talk about size. From what we can see, the GoPro looks slightly larger than the Go 3 core camera. Not by much, but it's noticeable. That extra space might mean a bigger battery, or it might be needed to make the camera waterproof without a case. Either way, it's clear this isn't the exact same ultra-tiny module we saw before. Now, we can't talk about a new Go camera without talking about the Go 3S. And, well, that one was complicated. The Go 3S came out just a few months ago. And while it had improvements, many users felt disappointed. Insta360 changed the sensor from a square to a 4:3 format. That sounds better on paper, but in reality, it reduced flexibility. The square sensor let creators crop their footage however they wanted, vertical or horizontal, with no loss in quality. But the 4:3 sensor meant that reframing led to quality drops. Creators lost resolution. That's a big deal for people who post across different platforms. Then there were other letdowns. The vibration, alert, a small buzz to confirm recording was removed. That tiny feature was super helpful when the camera was mounted somewhere you couldn't see it. Without it, you had to guess if the camera was recording or not. Battery life also got worse. The Go 3S didn't last as long as the Go 3, and the app, still limited. Still frustrating. No strong editing tools. No smart keyframe controls. Even if you captured great footage, editing it was a pain. If Insta360 wants to win users back, the Go 4 needs to fix all of this. A better sensor, longer battery, smarter app. More intuitive editing. The company has a real opportunity here, but only if it listens to its users. Here's one more thing to think about. What if this isn't the Go 4 at all? What if it's a side model? It's a simpler, cheaper version. Something like a Go Lite or Go Air. A one-piece sealed camera for people who don't need the pod. No screen, no accessories. Just point, tap, and go. That would actually make a lot of sense. Let the Go 3 and Go 3S stay for modular fans, and release this new sealed version. For the casual crowd, 2 products, 2 audiences. Less confusion, but there's a timing issue. The Go 3S is still fresh. It's only been out for a few months. Dropping a new model now could frustrate recent buyers. They just spent their money. Now something newer and better comes along. That kind of move can damage trust. It can make buyers hesitate next time. But wait too long, and Insta360 risks losing ground to DJI, which is moving fast. Their new action cams are already hitting stores. Insta360 can't afford to sit still. If history repeats, a summer launch seems likely. Geo 3 came out in June. Go 3's hit in April. A July release for this new device would make perfect sense. Right between the two, right before the summer content. Boom. One thing's for sure. Insta360 is taking risks. They're not afraid to change, not afraid to upset old ideas. And that's what makes this so exciting. Because it's not just about cameras. It's about pushing the limits of what's possible in a tiny, wearable form. And that's just the beginning.